Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. So earlier this week, the good folks over at ARH announced the schedule for Star Wars Destiny happening at GenCon'22. That's right, in just a few weeks here. It's like 3 weeks away. We have an ARH Standard. The Worlds event is there starting on Thursday. On Friday, there's a Smash event. Can you believe it? A real IRL Smash event. And then on Sunday, to wrap it all up, is a Classic Standard. That's right, FFG Standard. So that's very exciting to see because we never really got to see a whole bunch of super competitive stuff on that meta because we were in lockdown, and by that I mean IRL play. So what I want to do tonight is actually go back to one of my favorite decks of all time from that meta, and one that I think is pretty decently positioned, and I'm going to try and sell you on why you should play the deck. Hey there, Star Wars listening folks. Welcome back to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast for another Destiny Friday. Thanks for tuning in yet again. You guys rock. So, Gen Con events, IRL Destiny happening on a big stage. It's pretty freaking exciting. Right now, I unfortunately will not be making it. We have a wedding like the weekend after, and it's just travel's tough. And anyway, I don't need to make excuses. I'm not going to be able to be there. I really think it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of eyes on it, not just for how things go, but what the attendance is going to be and what it'll mean for the future of IRL Star Wars Destiny, which is picking up steam again and is pretty awesome. Again, all thanks to our friends over at ARH. So, what I'm here to do tonight basically is run down my Maul Mando list. Maul Mando Retribution. Remember, this is back in the FFG days, right? Take yourself all the way back. Unfortunately, I do believe Transformations is going to be legal, which putting it back on the old holocron, I'm not entirely sure which holocron. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not entirely sure which holocron and which errata, right? Is it the Gandorkacron? I think it's legit FFG standard rules, which means that could be really interesting with Transformations being legal. So, anyway, Maul Mando. So, Maul Mando, you guys, for those of you who guys have been around for a long time, this was Mandalorian Maul was my deck for basically Spirit of Rebellion. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what he came out. But I came up with the deck that was my baby. I did really well with it. I top 4'd regional with it. That's what that mat's from, right? Top 4 to regional with it. It got the tokens and everything there, right? So anyway, it's a really good deck, and I want to talk about why it's really well positioned, I think, in the meta. I mean, I don't think it's any secret that, droids and Trandos are going to be really strong. Reylo's still going to be really strong. Remember, they haven't rotated out yet. A lot of their toys haven't rotated out yet because there was nothing to trigger that rotation. So I think those are your big guys. I think you're going to have Reylo there. I think you're going to see Trandos, and I think you're going to see and remember by that's the IDT, right? I used to call them the Deadly Trandos, right? The IDT, single IDT with 2 elite Trandoshans. And this Maul deck does really well against wides. This is really, really well against wides. Kind of eats them for lunch. So let's go ahead. I'll put up my deck list as it ended up post-CM, because I didn't pick up anything in Transformations, because Transformations didn't have support. It was just stuff, right? So let's just go ahead and run it down. Outer Rim Outpost is still, remember, that's all the way back in Legacies, right? But it's all still legal. So Outer Rim Outpost is the right battlefield for this. It gets you your card draw to try to get your Active Cruelty, right? So we have Darth Maul here. The guy's phenomenal, and he does damage, and yeah. Again, I love this deck so much, and that's what I'm getting excited about. We have Retribution because they're going to try and control his dice. Remember, they don't have as much multi-die, right? You have Entangle, Easy Pickings. Those are the stuff you have to worry about in this deck for his dice. He has a 1, 2, 2, and a 3, so a lot of times you can get, Entangle is a risk, but count that. But then you still have the Mando who can do things. He has 3 damage sides. When you play stuff on him, you can ping for damage. So let's run through the list. So the upgrades are the Bounty Hunter Mask. That one always goes on the Mando, right? It's a free ping. And you're like, well, you could put it on Maul and make him Bounty Hunters. Like, so what? It doesn't matter. You just put it on him. You get the ping, plus 1 health. Sure, you can use it on Maul, to keep him alive if you want. But generally, that's going to go on the Mando just for the ping, right? That's what it does. Dooku's lightsaber, one of those. Dagger of Mortis ×1. Remember, Dooku's you can also do the thing with, right? Dagger of Mortis is just really good because it's your redeploy. It's a 3-drop redeploy. Grievance Striker, that's another one that when it comes down, it pings. It's got redeploy. It's got 1 gun, 2 gun, 2 indirect. Very good there. Pulse Cannon, not a redeploy, but hey man, that's a very good upgrade for that. 1 Vibro Cutlass, that's also kind of your big boy. And then the new addition for the CM was a Pike Blaster, right? Because it's a 1-drop. We actually used to use, I think it was the Witch Pistol, right? Whatever that was called. I used to use the Witch Pistol, and the Pike Blaster I think's better. For downgrade, we have 1 Mind Extraction. That's clearly just a straight up Palpatine play, right? Because Big Papa Palp still a thing, right? Palp Watto, Red Palp, who is Red Palp's partner. Either way, you know what I'm talking about there. I picked up Improvised Explosive out of CM, right? This deck is just straight up all about pushing damage through and just making them run out of places to put it. Improvised Explosive is great to put down on the table, and a ticking clock, and again, it's 1. It kind of works well with Mando, right? So you can play one of the 1s on Mando or do an override on Mando, and then you do Improvised Explosive. The events, Act of Cruelty. Act of Cruelty, you are going to have no problem spreading your damage around. Remember Maul's PA, right? That's how that works. You're going to have damage everywhere. You can throw a damage on people that haven't gotten it yet with the Mando ping, spread the damage around, and then Act of Cruelty is worth 1, or it's worth at least 2 if they're wide, and then generally worth 3. So there's a lot, no shortage of 3 wides in that meta. Conflicted is fantastic with Maul, right? You get to re-roll one of his bad dice. There's a really good chance that it's going to hit. If not, you get shields, right? So Conflict is fantastic with him. Doubt, we have 2 Entangles here. That's the other reason I like to put the Bounty Hunter Mask on Mando, right? Give him a little bit. He is your yellow spot for that. Fear and Dead Men, need I say more on how that card works with Maul. Forsaken, remember that old bad boy? Hasty Exit, one of those. 2 Hidden Motives, yes sir, that's in there. And Intimidate, and then 1 Survival Instinct. That is also from CM. Remember, that was basically the Hasty Exit. That's why I dropped from 2 Hasties to 1 Hasty, 1 Survivals, because they, one's a 2 or less, and then one's the other there. Hasty's damage, and then one's the 2 or less. So that's the lists. The cost curve's pretty decent for you. They, again, the way I like to play it, there's a ton of games on from many years ago of me playing this. But I kind of like to get Maul out first, make them spend their stuff, or you put it out and you put the threat out there and you kind of make them respond, because they're going to want to try and remove something. You can PA the other one and then discard if you have to, and then see where your turn's at, and then once they've kind of blown out, you can let Mando go to work, and he does good things. So again, I really like this deck with just the threats it provides. I also love the fact that you always can threaten, right? One of the other reasons I like to get Maul out before I've paid anything is that you can always threaten the Fear and Dead Men, right? If you roll out and they see a 3 there, right, that's scary. So lots of threats in here. I was very successful with this deck back in the day as a meta call into Swiss, right? Right there, baby. Whatever it is, right there. So anyway, I would love it if somebody would play this deck and report back. I think you're going to do good things, and at the very least, this deck is super fun because you get to roll dice, and then you power action, you get to roll dice, then you play something and ping, and now they're worried about active cruelty and all this other stuff, and hopefully my excitement's coming through. I think it is. I really get very nostalgic about this deck. I had a lot of fun with this deck, and when they start moving your dice, don't forget your retribution triggers, because that is a May, and man, just damage flying everywhere, and they remove their dice, they take damage. If they don't, they take a bunch more damage, and then you're playing stuff from hand and conflicted, and so much good stuff, so much good stuff. So anyway, folks, that's really the rundown. This is obviously this particular deck with the CM changes has not been tournament tested, to be completely fair. But I got a lot of play with it when we were stuck in the pandemic playing on TTS. So I do like the Pike Blaster's a great call here. Improvised Explosive works really well. The hasty survival, you can kind of make a call on that, whether you like one or the other or one of each. It's kind of where it landed on that one. I couldn't really decide. So, but make sure you pack that Mind Extraction, because I think somebody's going to be playing Palp, would be my guess. So anyway, folks, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Go Darth Maul. Go Mando. Mando Maul. Anyway, folks, thanks for tuning in. Go Commando.